Can we talk about how problematic it is for Rebecca Minkoff to be saying there's nothing weird about Scientology? That's not true. Weird doesn't matter as much as abusive, right? Am I right? And if you know anything about Scientology like I do, you can see right through her BS. Let me show you.
Bryn ask you about your relationship to the Church of Scientology.
Yeah.
Why did you want to come and talk about that, knowing that it will be probably something on people's minds?
You know what? It's part of who I am. I was raised Jewish and in Scientology. I'm proud of it.
First, right there, saying that she was raised Jewish and a Scientologist. Now, this is one of the biggest cons in Scientology's freaking playbook. They like to say that you can be another religion and be Scientology because they don't define God. What they don't tell you is once you've paid a crap load of money and you've reached their confidential levels, you learn some pretty scathing stuff, for one, about Jesus. And while a quick Google search, because I'm no expert, shows that the Jewish religion doesn't actually believe that Jesus was the Messiah, but this idea that Scientology doesn't go into that territory is bollocks. L. Ron Hubbard says that Jesus is an implant, a false narrative implanted into the mind in between lives. And L. Ron Hubbard, the founder of Scientology, goes so far to say that his personal role is to fill the role of the Antichrist, Lucifer. Look, I am not an expert in the Jewish religion, but are they for Lucifer? Are they for Lucifer being represented as a mythical representation of the forces of enlightenment for the Galactic Confederacy? I mean, I need to talk to a rabbi because that just doesn't seem to make a lot of sense, how you could have both of those religions going on at the same time. I think it's a fallacy. Then there's the question about her family, this brief little tidbit here.
Is it something that your whole family embraces?
Yes.
Oh, Rebecca, why don't you tell them the truth, babe? That your brother, Yuri, is a known harassment Scientology operative. You can Google it. Google Yuri Minkoff Scientology. But if you really want to go down a rabbit hole, Google her papa, her daddy, who has a literal string of bodies. I laugh because it's shocking and it's terrifying. Her father was implicated in the death of Lisa McPherson, a young Scientologist held against her will for, I think it's like 17 days. And he prescribed her sedatives without meeting her. When she actually was like done for, the Scientologists who were caring for her drove past, I think it was 3 other hospitals to get to the hospital that her dad worked at because he was a safe point for them. Yeah, she died on the way. Oh, and I'm sorry, if that's not horrible enough, another young woman recently unalived herself, and there is a pending lawsuit naming several Scientology organizations and Rebecca's father, David Minkoff. Look up David Minkoff Scientology. I am telling you, this man is a monster. He is a doctor in Florida. He falsely diagnosed this woman, Whitney Mills, with Lyme disease and cancer, charged her between $20,000 and $40,000 over like a 3-month period. And when she was suffering a mental health crisis and she was begging him, what can we do about the mental stuff? What can we do about the mental stuff? He basically told her to suck it up because Scientologists don't believe in psychiatric care, mental health care, anything of the sort. And giving her a medication to ease her symptoms of anxiety and depression would be totally unacceptable to a Scientologist. So no wonder he's being sued. He already got like a malpractice, whatever, and a fine from the first one. And I seriously hope that he's locked the F up for the second one. So maybe one day we'll be having one of these fun little housewives recaps and we'll be able to say, hey, Rebecca, why'd your dad go to prison? Is he in there with your bestie, Danny Masterson? You know, convicted, serial, violent, artist, Danny Masterson. Also raised in Scientology. Anyway, I gotta take a deep breath. There's a lot of rabbit holes to go down here. Let me know if there's any particular part of this that you would like to hear more about. I will be watching this closely because her one-word answers and her smug little replies are not gonna freaking fly here.